Real show, here we go. Real show, here we go. You know that it's gotta be that time, so this is what we chant. What keeps on getting them all amped in advance? Come on. You and I rocking out with Iron Man, F.E. You get the general's point of view on top of Roger's rants. We're never tapping out, we're putting the most minutes in. You already know what that's about, you know that winners win. Crush whatever's on task, check the podcast. It's the champ and the tramp, let the bomb blast.
Boom, here we are, Champ and the Tramp, episode 12. We got just the original duo, me and Roger, about to chat it up here in the cat room. Roger, how was your day, my man?
My day was good, buddy. I got my teeth cleaned today. Well, I mean, I went to work. I did my normal shit nobody wants to hear about, but went to work.
Can you open your mouth without showing your teeth? You're hired.
Why did I fucking even take that bait? Why did I even take that bait?
So, yeah.
Oh, God.
So you got your teeth cleaned. They're looking pearly white.
Thanks, buddy. Thanks. Yeah. They even said that. They said you got very white teeth.
What, the tan face makes them whiter.
It's not really tan. Everybody says that. People are like, why are you so tan? This is straight up high blood pressure and anxiety. This is more red. I look like a drunkard all the time, but
that's all right.
It's not really a tan.
I could use some of that color right now. I'm looking fucking ghostly.
I do get super tan, but it's never like that real solid base jersey tan. It's
a little red.
It's kind of, yeah, there's a lot of like blood flow in there.
Yeah, I got some red in my tans too.
Yeah,
a little bit.
Do you?
Yeah, when I get.
I look at us. Sometimes I watch the YouTube and I look at us, and you look Casper White compared to me.
I am, yeah, but I take like 4 showers a day. Not 4, but I take 2 showers a day pretty much religiously.
But what is it? How does it? What are you saying? I'm dirty?
No, well, a little bit maybe. No, I feel like I literally, and I'm always
wash the tan off yourself.
Yeah, like wash it off.
I don't. This isn't a spray tan, bro. This is straight up just fucking high blood pressure.
Yeah, no.
But if I go in the sun, like if I go in the sun one day in the summertime, and you know what the thing is? They say with being in the sun, not so much with tanning bed, but you have to keep reapplying, and I never do that. I put a base coat on me of, you know, like SPF. I use my kid shit, like SPF, whatever
50.
it is, 50, 65, whatever it is. And then you sweat that shit off in like an hour if it's really hot. And I never put it back on. So then, but I never actually burn. I don't actually get like burnt. Like my skin hurts. I just get super tannish reddish. You know?
Yeah, I feel like I'll get burnt like one time in the beginning of the year. Yeah. A little burn, not bad. And then I don't need suntan lotion. In New Jersey. You go south.
What's your lineage?
I'm mostly Italian.
Mostly.
Italian? I got some, I think, I thought I had German in me. I think I have a little bit of German. They don't like pinpoint exactly, you know.
I'm on my mom's side German. You want a little bit more German inside of you?
No. I know you can only give me a little. I know.
Some Wiener Schnitzel up in there. Actually, it's funny that you're talking about that because Jenny and I have been going back and forth all day. Relax, everybody, in a good way this time.
Oh, jeez.
And I know podcasts and me and Jenny going back and forth have never been a good mix, but we going back and forth all day because part of Milani's kindergarten project is tracing back her family lineage on both sides. So,
have you guys ever done the 23andMe or
we did Ancestry, and all I remember, I lost that somehow in the move because I think it comes in paper format, or maybe
but no, you probably could log on. I mean,
maybe I could log in. I probably could, but I know I'm like 98% Eastern European. So
Eastern European, so like Ukrainian, Hungarian.
No, that's Western, isn't it?
No. Nope. Western would be Spain and
maybe I'm Western.
Portugal.
Then. Maybe I'm Western because I'm on my dad's side. Dutch. What else was there? I forget. But my mom's side is like 100% German. Her maiden name was Elf and Westhoff.
German.
So German on my mom's side. Yeah.
I think that's what someone told me. I thought Edgar was German, but I think it might be like Irish or Scottish.
Yeah, my dad is Dutch, Irish. My dad's like a mutt. My dad's all over the place. My mom is like, her family is like 100% German. But
yeah, I have, you know, Lebrano, Soma, Salvatore, Edgar.
Oh yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So, you know,
I don't know Edgar though. Edgar doesn't.
Edgar.
Is it
Edgar?
Seek hell, Edgar.
I don't know. I always thought it was German, bro. I'm like, yeah.
Yeah, no, I am on my mom's side, but like I said, my dad's side's a little bit of a mess.
I thought that was the evil that was in me.
Evil? The German?
German,
yeah.
You know?
Germans?
No,
yeah,
I don't know. I don't know if they're
they have an evil.
I mean, Hitler's evil.
Well, they have an evil,
they're all evil.
History, right? But they are like the engineers of the world, right? Like all the great engineering comes from Germany.
Yeah.
Some of the best cars.
We scooped a lot of scientists up after World War II.
Even
during Russia.
Even during that time.
Yeah, we knew even they were probably a little, you know, not doing the most nice
some of their
things to
ideas,
people, but we still scooped them up.
Some of their ideas didn't work out great. The Hindenburg, right? That thing crashed here in Jersey.
Yeah, Lakehurst.
That
no,
was
not Lakehurst.
Lakehurst Naval Base. Yeah,
Lakehurst. Yeah, wow.
But that thing was just a massive explosion waiting to happen.
Was it
Helium filled. Oh, hydrogen.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. Yeah.
Helium. Everybody talking like this?
Yeah.
Old English.
What's that?
Old English. The Edgar name.
Edgar. Old English, baby.
Is it?
I got some Tudor blood in me.
Wealthy spearman.
But I
A wealthy spearman?
I learned some shit.
What does that mean?
My,
I got like Job the whale with a spear. Is that it or no? Am I thinking Moby Dick isn't Job the whale or no? Job's the guy. I didn't read it. I don't know.
Anyway, I learned some stuff on both sides because I was talking back. And my mother's in Mexico, so she's hard to get a hold of. I can't. Texting her is difficult sometimes. So I was texting my aunt. She was sending me a whole bunch of information on, which goes way back, obviously Germany, but Long Island. Whole family came into Long Island, settled there, dirt poor, used to walk the railroad tracks, collecting coal to heat their house. My grandfather did with his dad, stuff like that. But on my dad's side, learned some stuff I didn't know. His father's father, I mean, do I have that right? His father's father.
That'd be his father.
No, I'm sorry. His mother.
Great
my grandmother on my dad's side's father, Everett Layton, had no legs. He was a double amputee on both sides. He went everywhere on a little tractor. Used to go like a little lawn tractor, it looked like, but did everything on it. Had wooden legs. My dad used to say that, when he was a kid, he can remember helping him put them on, and they had leather straps that would go up around his shoulders. But he would leave them next to his bed with his pants on them, and my dad would help him get in it, and he would go everywhere on the tractor. Crazy. He had, what was it that he had that they amputated? Hardening of the arteries. Hardening of the and they amputated. Can you imagine back then? I'm sure it was. I'm sure it wasn't like it is now. I don't know what year this would have been.
Bottle of whiskey and.
But they amputated both, and then they had to amputate one up higher later.
Why? Probably because it just infected or something.
Right. So he actually got amputated 3 times. Can you imagine?
Damn,
that's crazy, bro.
What do you call a guy with no arms and no legs sitting in front of your door?
Oh, it's gonna be good. What is it?
Matt.
Oh shit.
That's fucked up.
That's horrible.
What do you call a guy with no arms, no legs, sitting in a pile of leaves? Russell. I don't know why I know these.
You're horrible, bro. You're horrible.
It's a joke, people.
Yeah. That's what I feel. Listen, we live in this world today, right, where sensitivity is through the fucking roof, and it drives me nuts. But I feel like the biggest proponent, I really do, I feel this way, for the First Amendment should be humor. Because it tests all boundaries, right? Like, it doesn't it? I mean, you do people that do stand up.
Don't you feel how like there's all these social justice warriors out there and people like persecuting everything everybody says? I feel like what's fighting back more than anywhere is humor. The comedy world.
Right,
the comedy world is fighting 100%, back.
100%. But aren't they always the first? When a tragedy happens, who's the first to make light of it or make fun of it? It's always the comedians who pushes the boundaries of, think about roast. Like, you've seen roast.
Dude, Donald Trump. You see the roast of Donald Trump?
Bro, they're pushing the boundaries of racism. They're pushing every boundary. Yeah. But I think it's a good thing. I think that's what keeps our First Amendment liberated and.
Do you follow
They easily? Yeah, I do. Yeah, I do. Of course, I follow him.
He's great, right? And he he always puts some pretty outlandish jokes, some very controversial stuff, and it was always like, yo.
But he's Jewish.
Yeah, no, but whatever, anything. Yeah. He hits everybody's nerve, right?
He does, yeah.
And he kind of made a point. He's like, if something's funny, nothing's funny. Like, if one thing's funny, everything's got to be funny.
I agree.
You can't say, because it relates to me, it's not funny now. That's just not how it works.
But I obviously I take a lot of heat on social media. You probably get some too. But my response a lot of the time used to be never go watch a stand-up comedy act. Never. Because you'd walk out. You'd either be throwing tomatoes or you'd walk out. You could never handle it because, look at just roast, for example. I mean, when they do comedy roast, the shit they say to people, you have to take it in with a grain of salt. I mean, that's what humor is. It pushes boundaries. It keeps our First Amendment free. I love it. I think you can say what. Listen, the people that I let slide the most on social media are the ones that get me, and they get me good, and it stings a little bit, but it's humorous.
Yeah,
it's not you're a piece of shit dad. It's like
right. They're not trying to just throw daggers. They want to make a little entertainment
I'm like,
out of
you know what? That was fucking witty as hell. It took a little thought and ingenuity to come up with that. I'm gonna let that one slide. So.
Well, that's just like the culture. You gotta be scared of what we say even on here.
Yeah.
Although, we
sometimes,
grew up a certain way.
We've talked about it. Sometimes we're both a little scared to let loose.
Yeah, but I mean, like the word faggot is a very taboo word. But you ever see Joey Diaz his stand up? I think it was the Degenerate stand up, and he's like, he's like, it's too late. It's too fucking late. I'm who I am. I say the word faggot. Yeah. He's like, it's nothing about gay people. He goes, picture an ambulance going by, all right, and it's making the sirens, and there's a guy holding his ears. He goes, that's a faggot. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, I'm not talking about your sexual orientation. I'm just being like, you're kind of soft to me.
I know who I am as a person. I know that I'm not a bigot in any way. I know that many people wouldn't. So I think I'm a little freer with some words, probably not so much on this podcast, but in general, I mean, I sing rap songs and say the N-word, you know what I mean, when I'm singing along, you know what I mean? I mean,
depends who's around, right?
Yeah. I don't use it, really, but, yeah, it's...
Say ninja instead, it's a little better, right?
You were in a world of sensitivity. Do you remember when you used to have the... What was the phone where the yellow phone, the Motorola's, where you could just talk to, huh?
Oh, Nextel.
Nextels. Remember the Nextels? Bro, my friends were the worst. They would know, like, they'd see you go into an elevator or something, and they just start spitting out racial slurs and shit because they know it's on your, you know what I mean? To fuck with people, you know what I mean? Like, but
and now,
I think you just have to know you are. I know I'm not a bigot. I know I'm not racist.
No,
I know
man.
I think above everything, I'd consider myself a humanitarian, despite all my viewpoints politically, despite being a pretty staunch conservative. Despite all that, I think we're all human beings and we all have equal rights. Doesn't matter what you are, who you pray to, what your sexual orientation is.
I agree.
But I think sensitivity to words is just out of control.
No,
it just absolutely is.
And it's getting worse and worse. You can't say anything.
And I'm sure
we're
both
getting fired for tweets they did from years ago.
Right.
Like, come on, that's crazy. Like Kevin Hart, the thing with Kevin Hart, you see his documentary?
I know he's been.
I watched
some
of it.
Yeah.
But like, he had a tweet a tweet from literally 2005. I don't know, a long time ago, right? Mm-hmm. And
what did he use?
He's saying, if my son's gay, I'm gonna kill him or I'm gonna beat him up or something like that. And it was a joke. It was a joke. It was
a comedian.
It's a comedian. Whatever. It was definitely insensitive and all that. But I mean, dude, okay, it was a fucking joke. He's a fucking comedian, like you said. Right. And they shut him down from the Oscars and they wanted him to apologize. And he's like, listen, I did apologize. I addressed it. And he wouldn't address it. And he kind of stepped down from the Oscars.
It's like with Trump, you know what I mean? They went back. First of all, the leftists are after him and they hunt for everything. But they went back. They found a clip of him saying, "Grab her right by the pussy." Right? First of all, he wasn't running for president when he said that.
No, I think he was.
No, it was way before he was running.
Whatever. Hey, listen.
But I mean, they take it as locker room talk. They take it completely out of context, and yes, I would not want my president talking like that, but it was well before. We were all human beings before who was it, who was the president that said I didn't inhale? I spoke with Bill Clinton. I didn't inhale, but I could give a shit less if you inhaled. I could care less if you smoke weed every day, but now you're my president.
They have an image they want to uphold.
Correct.
That's why they have to.
But you also have to be a human being, right? I think
you're seeing it. No, I mean, Trump is he's not a politician, dude.
No.
He's a fucking reality star and a businessman.
Well, I'd say businessman first.
Right, but I mean the reason he's so famous not because he's a businessman, because he's a reality star. That's why he's famous.
That's what a lot of people are trying to do now. Bloomberg's trying to run on the concept that this country needs to be run as a business, and that's exactly what Trump did. And I totally agree that that's what needed to be done because nobody has any faith in politicians anymore. You know what I mean?
I feel like, and I didn't even vote. Because I figure our state votes Democratic anyway, so what's it matter if I vote?
I can't agree with that. Can't agree with that, buddy.
So I didn't vote because I didn't know who to vote. I just feel like I didn't know. I knew it was Trump or Hillary, and I'm like, dude, I don't even know if any of them are good. So I'm just gonna sit this one out, and I didn't vote this time. But Trump might have been the guy with this whole social justice war and everything. Mm-hmm. Trump is the best guy because he's the fucking total opposite of that.
Yeah, totally.
And I think it maybe is what we needed. I don't know.
Listen. You either love him or you hate him, okay? This is controversial topic, of course, but hey, fuck it. This is what we are. I was a Marco Rubio guy. I wanted Marco Rubio to run. I wanted him to get the nomination. I was really, when they were doing the debates, I was behind Marco Rubio all the way. Once Marco Rubio was out, the guy couldn't quite hang in there. He got a little flustered. He was out. Then it got down between Trump and Hillary. I was a Trump guy at that point, but that wasn't my first pick. My first pick was Marco Rubio, Florida. Guys from Florida. Mm-hmm. you know, and then it came down to those two. You had to pick one. You know what I mean? It had nothing to do with me that it was a woman. I could have cared less. I just, you know, I didn't care for her policies. I felt it was a continuation of Obama and, you know, kind of a talking head that is a wonderful speaker, but doesn't do a tremendous amount for the country. You know what I mean?
Dude, I feel like she's a trained politician. She's been
Right.
a lifelong politician. It's just not what we needed.
Correct.
You know?
Correct.
And I don't know if Trump is what we needed, but it's what we got.
Well, it's definitely a total contrast to what we had. And you tell me how our country's in worse shape. In what way? In what way is it?
Oh, I don't know. I mean, that's what I'm saying. Honestly, like my adult life, how many presidents have I had? George Bush, Obama, and now
I've had 32.
Donald Trump. Yeah, right. In my adult life, like, you know, really, I guess. Yeah, George. Yeah, that was
Truman.
I think since I've been 18, right? George, you know, it was my adult life, and I feel like my life really hasn't changed much.
Yeah.
And,
Yeah, I mean,
and I had a Republican, a Democrat, and a Republican.
well, that's your,
you know?
that's your, that.
And maybe because I'm not paying attention so closely to certain things, obviously. Maybe taxes.
Yeah,
get
maybe
a little
that's
different,
maybe that's
but
not. Maybe I phrased it wrong. Maybe not your personal life, because I would agree my personal life hasn't changed tremendously. We're kind of middle of the road guys. Where I would call us blue collar guys. Maybe you're a bump ahead of me. I don't know if you're white collar or blue collar, but it doesn't matter. We go to work. We pay our bills. I think the country as a whole has seen some changes as presidents have come and go. You know what I mean?
And in what way would you say?
Well, obviously foreign policy. I mean, that's you know, some of these wars we've been in.
But okay. Now we've been in fucking Iraq since 2004. We're still in fucking Iraq in 2020. 3 presidents later.
Well, okay, fair enough. And again, I don't want to get into this because I'm not.
I mean, again, and I don't know. I don't know
our
really,
relationship
I don't really know
with
much.
Israel, Syria. I mean, you know, there's
I don't know
our relationship with South
the
Korea
specifics.
or
Yeah, North Korea.
Sorry, North Korea.
Yeah. Even the relationship with Russia seems like it's better.
Correct.
Right?
That's, you know, so foreign policy I think has been on an upswing, I would say. Lately.
I know business people. Some business friends said Trump's good for business.
Yep. Yeah, and I'm a union guy, and typically union guys aren't
Republicans, right?
Republicans, but you know, I'm in a union, but I don't see how he's hurt it at all, in my opinion. And yeah, I don't know. I again, politics is a tough one to get into because I'm not super educated on it, but I've voted every election since I was 18. I had extreme high hopes for Obama when he even though I didn't vote for Obama, I truly, it was like, okay, this is our first black president. You know, like,
I thought he was very captivating in how he speaks. So.
Listen, if you asked me if I wanted to go away for a weekend and to a speaking seminar with Trump talking or Obama, I'm going to Obama all day, bro. He's poetic. He's a genius speaker. He's articulate. He's polarizing. But I don't know, you know, how much he did for our country as a whole. I don't know. You know what I mean? I mean, it's.
Don't you feel like, you know, you get a Republican, he puts all these Republican laws in, right? Then you get the Democrat undoes all the Republican stuff, starts doing his shit. Then you get a Republican again, he undoes all the Democratic stuff. It's like a fucking circle jerk.
Yeah, no, I agree. I totally agree with that. But, I mean, if you're sort of a constitutionally motivated person, which I consider myself to be. I'm a big believer in the Constitution and especially First, Second Amendment, all the amendments, but, you know, First and Second are very close to my heart. I tend to have more conservative views with that because conservatives tend to be more supportive of the Constitution, I think.
I don't know. Like, you know, I feel like I'm conservative in certain ways. I just feel like, I guess I'm not into government. I don't want government involved.
Big government. I'm not into big government.
Right? And Republicans aren't supposed to be, right? That's kind of their thing, right? So, like, don't tell me if I could have a gun, right? This and that. But then, bro, should I really be telling a chick she should be having an abortion? I think that's my place.
That's a tough one. That's one I don't weigh in on a lot because it's you know, it's a personal one. I don't weigh in on that a lot. I'm a religious guy. I'm a Christian. I'm a God-fearing guy. So
this is what I said. But this is what I said.
I don't know how I feel, but here's what I know. If that happened to me personally, if I got a girl pregnant, I would never ever say ever. I want you to go get an abortion. I would never fucking say that ever.
I said
that's personally because
I'm saying I wouldn't do it. I wouldn't do it myself. But I can't be like, there's got to be. I don't think it's right that there's a law telling someone they can't do that.
I agree.
Especially a woman. I don't know what women go through. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yep.
And the same thing with gays getting married. Do I care if gays get married? No, I do not care.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Well,
so why do I want to control? That's the only thing I don't like about that.
I don't know that that's federal though. That's sort of state by state, right? There's a lot of states where you can
but
get
usually,
married.
traditionally, Republicans say that they're against that.
Yeah, well, and that's one thing I will say as a conservative that I disagree with. There should be complete and total separation of church and state, and the conservative side, the Republican side, if you will. And by the way, I'm not a Republican. I'm a registered independent, but because I believe in voting for the best candidate, and it very well could be a Democrat. It could be. It just typically hasn't worked out that way for me. But I think the conservative side, the Republican side, tends to follow more
freedom of speech.
Well, no,
like
they're more church bound, if you will. You know what I mean? They, like you said, they don't want gays getting married. I don't have any issue with that whatsoever. None.
Yeah. I mean,
people are people. We're all human at the end of the day. We all should be afforded the same rights, the same liberties, and and I think most states now, I believe, you can. No, I know for a while. I think New York was the first state, correct?
Oh, I don't even know, man.
I think New York was the first.
Roger's been investigating this, I guess, a little bit.
Will you marry me?
Taken, sir.
It's a tough one. Politics is a tough one, and here's why. In the world we live in the country we live in today, maybe even world, you're loved or fucking hated the minute you choose a side. You know what I mean?
Right. Well, I think politics are tough too because I don't think any of us know the whole story.
Totally agree.
And like, you could watch the problem is news channels are so skewed.
Mm-hmm.
You watch CNN, you're going to get this narrative. You watch Fox News, you get that narrative.
Correct.
So how are you supposed to really get the facts straight and be like, okay, this is the people I support. They're kind of going for the things I want to go for. You really don't know.
I think the people that probably do know lie to you about it. Who really knows? The career politicians probably really know, but they just lie for their platform.
On Twitter, I try to follow both. I try to follow.
Yeah, me too.
Both Republicans, Democrats, kind of get a feel for. But dude, they're just bashing each other. It's just ridiculous.
It's crazy the way politics has gone, and I wonder how far back has that gone. I can remember seeing negative ads many years ago in elections. I don't know when that all turned. When that, I don't know when that happened. You venture a guess? Nixon, was it?
Yeah, I bet you once TV started becoming a big play into politics.
It was shit talking your opponent.
That's when the shit talk probably came in, I imagine. And you've seen that Trump had the State of the Union address, and then Nancy Pelosi ripped up the shit, and they were dogging her, bro, for that.
Well,
but I mean, he
ducked her handshake too. But I honestly don't think he ducked it on purpose.
Oh, he ducked her. I don't even know.
If you watch the video, he was turning as she put it out, and he also didn't shake. I think it was. I think the vice president's hand. I think he didn't shake either. So it wasn't like he just. But she did rip up that speech at the end, bro. Yeah. But they hate each other. They can't stand each other.
I know, but it's silly. Like I feel like. Okay, the president is the commander in chief. He's head of the military, right? A general, if you see a general, you better respect him.
Yep.
But you're not going to respect the president, at least in the public view. Just whatever, do the formalities just to make it look like he's the leader of our country.
Right.
I think you should respect that.
Yeah, it's the same people.
But again,
the same people. And to me, it seems to be more on the left. I could be wrong.
Well, yeah.
And I'm open-minded, but to me, those are the same people saying, he's not my president. Really? Because you live in the United fucking States of America.
I know. That's what I hate, too. Yeah. Like, listen, this is what we're in this as a whole.
There was a number of presidents I didn't vote for that were my president, and I was happy to have them as my president. You know what I mean?
Hey, it's the way it works. That's why it was set up. And
right. It's a democracy.
We're in this together.
And then how many people, after he won, how many people who didn't even know what a fucking electoral college was were anti-electoral college? We're going to go by the popular vote. The popular vote. The electoral college is in in place for a reason. You know what I mean?
Does it make sense? I don't know.
I think it does. It gives states that don't have the capacity or the volume or the density of people an equal voice and format to vote.
I feel like this though too. Like, all right, the way I feel like our Constitution and the way we run stuff is probably obsolete. Because think about it, this was written in the 1700s, right? So,
but yes,
right. So now listen, but now,
so what do you want to do? Rewrite the whole thing?
No,
That's
no.
crazy.
I'm just saying.
It's what we were founded.
I understand, yes, but I mean,
dude,
we didn't have fucking cell phones and computers and cars and nothing. It was like a totally different world. Things are moving at a totally different
very
speed.
Slippery slope.
No, listen. I'm not trying to say to read.
We didn't have Urban Dictionary either back then, but we're not fucking rewriting. We're not using. We're not going to rewrite it with words that we didn't have back then. You know what I mean?
No, I totally agree with you, but. Like, okay, you voted for a representative because you didn't have a voice because no one there was no way you can get your voice out back in the day, right? You wouldn't write a mail, you write a letter. It takes fucking a month to get somewhere.
Right.
Now we could literally vote on every topic yourself through a cell phone, through internet.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think maybe we don't need representatives to tell us what we want.
Yeah, but
these representatives, listen, these representatives, you're hiring them, or we're voting for them. They don't even have our best interest in play. They're just they're pleasing their constituents who are their lobbyists. Right? They're people that are funding them, right?
To some degree.
So I'm
not
saying
all,
now,
but
a lot of them, right? Lobbying is fucking huge in DC from I don't know what I hear, and I just think about it. We could fucking vote on every single topic we want ourselves.
I'm sure there would be a way to skew that as well, though. I'm sure.
Of course, if you put the internet. But how about this? I think maybe, I don't know if that's a good idea. Like, you talk to some people.
Right.
Some people are some dumb motherfuckers, man.
Yeah.
Do you want them voting on something that have no clue about?
What is the
so maybe that's why that's in there. That's
what do we have?
I always play devil's advocate.
What do we have? 300 million people? 300 million people?
350, I think. 350 million. Yeah.
And it's a small fraction of that actually vote for the president. It's not. I don't want to venture a guess. Pull that up, Lou. How many people vote in a presidential election, typically speaking?
Percentage of the country.
Let's call it 300 million people plus. How many people?
350, I believe. 320 or 350.
Is it? Mm-hmm. But anyway,
what do you think it is? How many people vote? What's the percentage?
What I guess
350. Before he pulls it up.
If there's 350 million people in the U.S., which I think you're high on that number, I think it's closer to 300. I would guess that 75 to 100 million vote. Not even. I don't even think it's that high.
All right. So what is that percentage?
So the voting age population in say 2016 was 250 million. Only 55% voted.
55% of the U.S. voted. That's fucking a lot.
Yeah, that's half. That's better. That's better than I thought. Do you don't have a recent polling? Because I think there's more.
We have the 2020 census coming out. That's why.
Yeah. True. All right, so I stand corrected. I was off, but half the population votes.
No, 327 million.
Okay, so you were close.
We split the middle.
I don't know, man. Again,
politics are slippery slope,
it's
and
a
especially
slippery
when it's
slope.
almost slippery because we don't know. I don't know really what I'm talking. You know, I was a political science major in college.
Were you?
Yeah.
I think it's good to be open-minded. You know, I consider myself open-minded. I'm cool with hearing both sides. I just tend to fall back on not feelings-related shit. I believe in you know, facts don't care about your feelings. I hate to quote that. I know that's a overused expression, but I mean, if I'm offended by something, but it makes sense, I don't care that I'm offended, and I don't care that other people are offended.
Right.
You know,
right.
if it's the best thing for the country, I could care less that you're offended by it.
You know,
2018,
50.3%.
So it went down a little bit, but still half the country. Yeah.
Wow, that's a lot. I'm surprised.
Huh?
Half of the eligible voters, you know.
Half of the. Oh yeah, true. Because 300. Yeah, all those aren't over 18. Yeah, so that's true.
Wow.
Yeah.
So then probably that's even more than half.
Yeah.
Right?
How many did you say voted? 50.3. So no.
50.3 million.
Yeah. So if there's 300 million, but they're not all eligible, so yeah, that's probably
a little under. Yeah.
I would say less than half, but all right.
Quite a bit less than half, but still a pretty good amount.
Yep. Yeah, I voted every election. I don't know. It was just ingrained in me as a kid to vote. I mean, like that. But you know what I should do more of, and I'm a little bit ashamed that I don't do it. You know what makes a bigger difference overall is local elections.
Yeah.
And you get involved in that. You jumped on the school board.
Well, I was trying to get some, obviously advocating for them to fund us, which I don't even know what's going through.
Right.
We're dealing with some crazy times.
Was that to save North, or what was that for?
No, just the whole school system.
Okay.
The budget.
Yeah.
What? This new governor is kind of crushing us here in Brick and Toms River.
Right.
Now, Toms River is the biggest.
Yeah, you were saying that.
It's the biggest suburban district in the country, or in the state. It's the fourth largest district overall, and this guy just cut a lot of money.
That's state funding money, but then what makes up for that? Taxes go up, I guess.
I'm sure taxes are going to go up. They're going to have to consolidate sports, possibly. They might not have
possibly?
Kindergarten. They're talking about like full day kindergarten, a bunch of stuff. So I don't know. This is where politics matter, right? Mm-hmm. And it's kind of crazy.
Yeah.
It just sucks. I just want, you want your kids to have the same opportunities you had.
Correct.
And sports, obviously, I know people are like, oh, who cares about sports? I mean, sports is my life. I make my living because of sports.
Yep.
And
I do. I would say that.
And I'll tell you, just like we talked about with Jesse in this last episode, where it's an epidemic where we live with this drug problem.
Mm-hmm.
You start taking fucking youth sports away. What do you think that was going to happen?
I would agree.
I know me, and a lot of my friends. I was a pretty wild kid.
Mm-hmm.
What reeled me in and made me not go off the deep end was being involved in sports.
Mm-hmm. Would you agree that education would obviously have to come first? Though, if something's got to be cut, you would have to cut sports over education.
I mean, I guess, yeah. Mm-hmm. I don't know. I just don't see a reason why I can't.
Otherwise, you've got mini professional athletes, really, because something's got to go.
Of course. I mean, if something has to go, I guess. I mean, what they would do is probably like they do in other. Like,
I'd rather see
they do in other countries
this
where you have like a club.
Yeah, yeah.
They have clubs, club wrestling, club baseball, club basketball.
Where do you fall? And again, we don't have to get too heavy in this. We're starting out here. We don't want to piss anybody off, but I also want to be honest and come correct. Where do you feel like you fall in politics? You think you're more to the left, more to the right, more conservative, or right down the middle?
It's
hard to be down the middle. I don't know how you can be down the middle.
I hate the fact that you have to have a tag. You have to be part of a team.
Correct.
You have to be part of a thing. So,
I
really don't know what I am. Like I said, I was saying before about those Republican views where they don't want gays to get married, abort. Like where I just have a different outtake on that.
Completely agree.
But
with you.
do I want? Like I don't know if a Democratic view is. Do I want my money to give my money to everyone else? No. I don't know if I want to do.
That's.
But listen, I'm also.
That's more socialism you're talking about, which we're
true.
up against right now.
But I'm also, dude. I know I'm blessed too. You know what I mean? So I don't mind helping people out.
Right.
But like I don't want to make it to the point where all right, I'm helping other people out and now I'm hurting my own kids.
Well, my issue with that, and again, I don't mind higher tax brackets. I don't mind any of that. I don't. But. My whole thing is, especially with, we have people running now basically on a socialist platform, is this is the land. If there's any country in the world that is the land of capitalism, it's the United States.
Yeah,
like you cannot take away capitalism or even challenge it because
I just feel like that.
Unless you're a hater, you should be happy for people that make it. You know what I mean?
I've listened to podcasts, whatever. I listen to people that are super capitalistic people, and I've listened to some social economic people, and you can see both sides, but I mean, I don't know, but just like competition breeds competition.
I don't know that I see both sides always.
Not always, no. But
in a perfect world, I would love that we were all on equal platform. But you know what is the biggest contributing factor to people succeeding and people not, people getting ahead, and by the way, people come in and out of that all the time. It's not like it's not like the elite are always the elite. It goes up and down all the time. But good decision making, you know what I mean? If you make shitty decisions your whole fucking life. And somebody makes really good, educated decisions their whole life. How are you
going to persecute the person?
Right? What the fuck? How's that fair? You know what I
mean? No, I know, and that's why capitalism works.
If you go out, if you make, if you don't even have a job and you decide that you want to have 4 kids before you even got your first job, that probably isn't great decision making because you need an income to pay for them. I don't know that you should be on the same level as somebody that busted their ass and got ahead and banked money, and then you know what I mean. Like it doesn't. To me, that doesn't add up.
I was hearing this one. I forget who it was, but how they're talking about they're raising the minimum wage, and
right.
They're like, oh, you can't raise a family on minimum wage. Like, I don't think you're supposed to raise a family on minimum wage.
Well, if you raise minimum wage, let's say the biggest thing, everybody brings it back to McDonald's. They want $15 an hour to work at McDonald's. Listen, that's great. But then something has to give. Your hamburger is going to cost $12. You know what I mean?
Well, that, or they're going to cut your hours, or they don't have to pay.
Or it's going to go all automated,
which they're doing with Amazon. I heard.
Right.
They started raising the minimum wage, so they cut their hours, so they don't have to pay them.
Something has to give because we live in a competitive marketplace, right?
Yeah.
So somebody is going to either come out with a completely automated McDonald's where there are no employees that you have to pay, and they're going to,
But I think like minimum wage is supposed to be like for
starting out
high school kids.
I got paid $2.50 an hour, bro, at my first job from my dad, pumping gas. $2.50 an hour.
Inflation from 1960.
That was 1937. 1937.
So that's not bad.
Yeah. Fucking dick.
Yeah. No, it's I'm glad I'm not in politics. How about that?
Oh, totally. I used to talk about it. Jenny and I used to butt heads on it a little bit, and I just said, you know what? It's not worth ever losing a personal relationship over. I didn't run. I'm not running for politics. I'm not.
But
I don't put it on my social media, but I have a vested interest in this country like most of us do.
Yeah.
And I care, So I think that go out and vote, and if someone wants to have an engaging conversation about it, I would, but I'm not a hater. I'm not like, if you have a completely different perspective than me, I want to hear it. I want to listen to what you have to say, and if it makes sense, maybe you can change my mind. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I always try to look at it both. I'm definitely, I don't believe in the wasn't astronomy, astrology stuff that Jesse was talking about. But I think I am a Libra in that sense, where I'm always on the scales. Yeah. I always like, oh yeah, I can hear that, and then I'm like, oh yeah, I can hear that. So I'm always like a middle of the road guy.
Agree, totally.
Like even like immigration, like
knowledge is power. Knowledge is power.
Like how do you feel about it, like immigration laws? And my fucking grandparents came from Italy. Yeah. They did the whole fucking
Ellis Island, and
I don't know about Ellis Island. It was in the 50s.
Okay.
So my grandfather was here. Then my grandmother came over with my uncle on a boat. It took like a month to get here. Yep. In the 50s. They did it all through whatever the right channels. And I mean, is it fair for someone just to come over here and come in those tactics? But listen, say a guy did sneak in. Mm-hmm. All right, he snuck in. He asked me to, dude, don't tell. You know what? I wouldn't tell the fucking guy.
I agree with that.
I don't blame someone to try to help themselves get better.
I agree with that, bro. I'm not like fucking turning people over to ICE. I agree with that. But there's not a country in the world, not one, that doesn't have borders. There's not one, and there's not one that isn't defended in some way because, well, listen, here's a good example. My mother and my stepfather moved to Mexico. The loops and the fucking shit they had to jump through to move to Mexico, they are officially Mexican residents, right? They had to take, I forget what it was, but a certain amount of their savings and invest it in Mexican banks before they could move there or buy a house or anything like that. They had to become, and I think they had to do 6 months over there with a temporary visa before they could get their full visa. They still have to come back to the United States once a year. So they're American citizens, but Mexican residents. They had to jump through a lot of hoops to do that, to go to Mexico. Why should it be any fucking different to come here?
Yeah, no,
why?
I agree. But you got to think about the people that are literally, okay, on the other side of Texas, maybe a fucking couple miles from that state line. It's an imaginary line. Yeah. You look above the sky, there's no line separating Mexico and Texas. And This guy's like, wait a minute, I can go over there and get a lot better health care and a lot better this, and I can't because
I'm not saying I blame them for trying. Yeah. But why do people blame the United States, the government, the people that protect those borders for doing that? That's their job. Everybody can't come here. It's an amazing.
I know. Yeah,
you know what I mean. It just can't happen. Wouldn't work.
Yeah. No, I know. But like I said, that's how I'm always like in the middle. Like my grandparents did it the right way. Yeah. This is almost what I think. Okay, everyone that's here already illegally, just give them let them stay.
Asylum,
you could stay. Give your social security number.
But then
everyone else that wants to come in, we should if you want to come in, we should just boom, give them a social security number. Let them come in. They're coming in anyway. That's what
I disagree. No? Because we just be overrun.
Well, I guess
I'm okay with maybe. Listen, I'm
right.
not a politician. All right, so this is probably going to sound dumb as dirt, but I would be okay with some grandfathering process in place for people who are here, especially those who have had children here. I'd be okay with that because they're already here. They're already established. It's really tough to kick in doors and just drag people out of their homes. I get that. But I also firmly believe that our borders have to be tightened up because it's a never-ending circle if that's the case. Then we just become, little Mexico or, like it's no longer the U.S. We're a country with borders for a reason, just like every other country is a country with borders.
No, I agree. I agree.
I'm not about tearing families apart. That's not what I'm about. That's not my motive. I'm a humanitarian, but I think that those people that think you can just let anybody come that wants to, you're delusional. The U.S. is a country that can only hold so many people, and you can't do that in any other country. The problem is, in my opinion, my humble opinion, we're the greatest country in the world, and a lot of people want to come here. You know what I mean?
Well, our country, I've actually traveled quite a bit.
Yeah.
Our country's not bad, dude. I tell you.
I've traveled a fair amount. I've been to good spots. I've been all over Europe.
I've been to Brazil too, man. People are like, yo, Brazil is I've been to Curitiba.
Oh God, you're gonna go off? You're gonna do a Colby Covington right now? What do you? Calm down, bro. Calm down.
I love Brazil. I had a great time. The food is amazing. The scenery's great. Like I went to Rio. Rio was awesome. The beaches. We saw the Christ the Redeemer.
Yeah.
Curitiba was pretty nice place. Where else? Fortaleza. I went there too, and bro, we're walking around the city, and bro, it stunk like shit.
Yeah,
like
I know,
sewage. Yeah. I'm like, dude, I ate one of the best restaurants I ever ate at, and I fucking had the stench of fucking shit in my nose the whole time.
Really?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's tough, man. what do they call them? The
favelas.
Favelas. A
Yeah.
lot of favelas.
Yeah, I didn't obviously go visit any favelas, but beautiful, obviously. But like, dude, there's crime everywhere.
Yeah.
You know, like I was driving with
Who
someone
was
like,
it?
yo,
The,
put your phone down. They'll come to you for your phone.
Well, if you watch YouTube at all, man, there's a lot. Everybody rides around on a moped, and there's tons of like, quick grabs down there where like people jumping off the back of mopeds, grabbing purses, or stick 'em ups.
There's something they do. People on the beach, they get like just like 20 people that are gonna rob you. They go on the beach and they just run. It looks like a fucking it looks like a swarm of bees just going through the beach, just stealing people's shit.
Yeah.
Nuts.
I don't know,
dude,
man.
The Philippines.
I think
How about
that's
the Philippines?
part of the problem is that a lot of people don't get to experience other cultures. Now, the cultures that I got to experience, admittedly, there were a lot of touristy spots, beautiful places. Been around Europe quite a bit, but so I didn't see like the worst of the worst. But I've been other places, and I always recognize that we live in an outstanding, country. We do.
Absolutely.
No question about it.
It's funny talking about the borders because Trump, he's definitely he's good at capitalizing on the moment,
Yeah,
and he's like
genius at it.
He's like, see, that's why I closed the border because I knew the coronavirus. I'm like, motherfucker, get out of here. So, what are you scared? You wash your hands? Did you wash your hands before you came in here?
Listen, man. So a lot of stuff comes out of China, right? What was that one that came out a decade ago? MMR2, something like that. What was it?
I know H1N1.
H1N1. I guess I got
right?
Yeah.
Pig flu.
Well, that's the swine.
Swine
right?
flu. Swine flu. Yeah.
And a lot of them come out of China. Why is that?
That one came out of China?
Didn't it?
I don't know.
Lou, pull it up on the big screen. H1N1, I thought came out of China. There's been like 3. And this is like a new strand, but is it because they eat weird fucking shit over there? What is it?
I don't know. Well,
you ever see? There's a YouTube
conspiracy theories that.
I want you to watch later a YouTube video called Gutter Oil. Who showed me? Pedro showed me. My barber. They over there. I'm pretty sure. I'm positive it was China, but they go out. They pull the storm drain off, and they take this big long ladle, like on a stick, and they ladle out all this just sewage, nasty.
In China,
and they boil it down, and all those street fair things where they have all the food out, and you come. Yeah. That's what they cook it in, bro. It's disgusting.
No,
watch it. H1N1 is Mexico. Okay. I read something on Corona, and it's like the third virus that what?
Coronavirus. A couple facts. Coronavirus.
Okay.
Do you have Lysol at home?
Yeah, of course.
Go look in the back of your Lysol.
Is that really a fact?
I swear to God, I have Lysol upstairs.
I have Lysol wipes and everything.
I have Lysol wipes, and it says kills human coronavirus.
No way.
I think a nurse told me that.
No, I saw it.
Like,
I have it upstairs.
I keep seeing, and that's old. That's before this came out.
I mean, I don't know. I've had this fucking Lysol on my thing for a while, so yeah.
Okay. Well, I thought the coronavirus was a brand new virus.
Exactly. That's why. So
yeah,
they forgot they put it on Lysol already.
What was the one that broke out? Was wiping people out? I think it was in Somalia.
No, Ebola.
Yeah,
that was all bullshit though. All these are bullshit. I don't know all of them. I'm not saying it. No. Well, I don't know about this. This seems a little more, much bigger numbers. But like even Ebola, dude, no one dies here, man. I don't want to say no one fucking next thing you know we're getting quarantined.
Now you're going to go down a whole we'll call this the controversial podcast because now you're going to go down the road of vaccines, bro.
No.
You want to go down that road, that rabbit hole?
No, I don't even want to talk about vaccines because but coronavirus really has nothing to do with vaccines unless they try to make one for it. But
of course they are.
Well, I'm sure they're going to try to.
9 U.S. deaths.
9 U.S. deaths? That's not true.
Well, all right, well.
Wait, 9 people died in the U.S. or U.S. citizens? Because a lot of people come here on planes, ships.
Yeah.
Shit like that. I know there was a couple of people came here.
All right, so listen, this coronavirus. Okay, so I told you it's Lysol kills it already. So just stock up on Lysol, you'll be good.
Right,
dude, and then
why aren't they just dropping Lysol bombs on?
Marky Lee's sister put something on Twitter talking about is this true? And I was reading it. It was talking about how a Harvard professor, head of biology, and 2 Chinese students got arrested because supposedly they were getting funded by China for months and months, and maybe they might have made this disease.
So what are they? They're like chemists in a lab?
Yes.
Here or there?
Here in Harvard.
Really?
And one of the two Chinese students that got arrested, one of them was like a Chinese national, was like part of the military. And dude, I Googled it.
Okay.
I Googled it, and it was true. But now I'm hearing other people talking about it. That
See, I thought
it was a different thing.
I thought everything was coming from China, like people who have been there or
people
been
were
in
getting
contact.
funded.
You're saying it could have originated here. How
I don't know. I'm not saying that. I'm just saying that this professor who was a biologist was getting funded and by these people, by these Chinese nationals.
But the coronavirus came out of Harvard University somehow.
I don't know.
And
I'm
is
just saying
responsible for infecting people in the U.S. What did you read?
I'm not saying that.
Right.
I'm just saying that a Chinese or a biologist from Harvard that was funded by the place that this originated in.
China.
But no, you think even.
What do you mean by funded? They were funding
they were funding his research.
Okay.
His research in Harvard.
That's so weird. Why would...
and two Chinese students as well.
Really?
So I mean, I don't know. You guys, you can make whatever.
Weigh in on that. See what you got on that. But yeah. So you're saying it could possibly be linked to the deaths.
I don't know. Well, I mean, who knows? I mean, this is a big conspiracy theory. And there's also conspiracies that
well, it's not a conspiracy theory.
Yes,
if you're fucking reading about it on the internet, and it's not that you can't put fake shit on the internet, but if it's factual and
but it didn't say it was connected with the coronavirus. I'm kind of just putting those two people out there have been putting these two things together. Okay. But I mean, like, you just don't know.
Lou,
what do you got?
Read us.
You got nothing? No way, dude. I'm telling you. Did you put Harvard biologist?
Yeah, I put everything.
And you found nothing.
Just put in coronavirus and read off exactly what it says. What kind of virus? What does it attack? What does it shut down?
Here, I'm gonna.
Is it shutting down?
Coronavirus, Harvard, Chan School of Public Health.
Because I don't know a lot about it. I did not know we had deaths in the U.S. though. I didn't know that.
Harvard scientist Charles Lieber in coronavirus.
No link. Frankie's an idiot.
Yeah, no link. That's what they're saying. Who the fuck yeah? Because we all know about it. Of course they're gonna say there's no link. But why the fuck did he get arrested? And he with two Chinese people.
Harvard chemical biologist scientist arrested for receiving over $2 million from China.
See, come on, $2 million from China.
Yeah, but make the connection between the $2 million from China and the corona. You're reading between the lines.
I mean, I'm not the only one.
No, see, I gotta have hard facts. I can't do that.
Dude, here it is.
I can't do
Charles
that.
Lieber, right?
You think the U.S. took down the fucking World Trade Center?
No.
All right.
No.
At least you're talking a little sense.
But
you think the Earth is flat?
No. I mean, I don't know. No, I don't. But dude, like even the rumor is that we knew and we didn't do nothing. Isn't that also the rumor in Pearl Harbor?
What is the gain? What is the gain
I don't
there?
know.
What is the gain?
Well,
listen,
again,
the government wants to just mass kill its
playing
civilian population
devil's advocate
is
here.
crazy to me.
Do you believe in a Loch Ness monster?
No.
Okay.
Fuck no.
What's the gain of that? No.
Fuck no.
Listen,
I don't believe in that. I don't believe in Bigfoot. I don't believe in ghosts. I don't believe in any of that shit. If I can't fucking see it,
you don't believe in aliens?
Do I believe that aliens could exist? Absolutely. Do I think we've seen them or been in contact with them or anything yet? No.
You don't think we've ever been in contact with them?
You think that shit that you pick up on a fucking two-way radio, you're talking to aliens? No, I don't believe that.
You don't think that?
No, I don't
know, man.
That little fucking static noise and shit. You're talking that people are like, oh my god, we're
static noise. I'm saying
there's
there's accounts of pilots.
Do you
actually.
think
listen,
Area 51 we've got a spaceship underground out there? No, I don't believe that. No.
Did you ever hear about Bob Lazar?
No.
Well, you need to see this.
Bob Lazar is going to be the guy that convinces me it's there.
No.
Listen, so a lot of these people that believe in things like that, and I know a lot of them. They're like, you don't believe ghosts, or even the girl I'm dating is like gets all freaked out. We went to New Hope and we went into it was called Creepy something. It was an oddity store, right? And she overhears people. There's people in there with pink hair that flew in from different states to buy like a stuffed dog, and the lady's saying
they flew in to buy a stuffed dog.
The lady that owned it is saying that dog is haunted. It'll haunt you. And she's sucking it. She's like, let's go, let's get out of here. Why the fuck would I ever want to live my life like that? Like if I believed that dead people were all around us or could harm us in any way, I'd check out. I wouldn't want to be here. I'd never seen any sort of.
You scared of Casper?
No, I'm not at all. But I went to.
Why do you want to check out?
I went to because I'm saying if they could do us harm, which is what she thought.
Okay.
I went to Penhurst, right? It's probably like one of the most hardened places around.
What's that? The penitentiary?
No, that's that fucking commercialized one. Everybody goes there. I went to actual Penhurst, which is Penhurst is a famous asylum. It used to be for crazy people way back in the day. It's closed down now. It's completely abandoned. It's
Where?
Pennsylvania. But I went into a room. They dared me to go into a room, pitch black, and stay in there all by myself. And I'm not saying it wasn't fucking nerve-wracking. I'm not going to say I wasn't freaked out, but like I had to make a decision. Do I believe this shit exists or don't I? And if I don't believe it, then I better put it to the test. You know what I mean? And it was a little sketchy because you're in a pitch black room in a basement, water dripping all around you and shit.
But it was just set up like for people to go in there.
Yeah, we did a private
That
tour.
is bullshit too. Come on.
Yeah, well, okay, I agree with that.
Right?
I agree.
Yeah, I'm down.
Well, how many places aren't? How many places a man not stepped in today's day and age?
Listen. I've never
Every place.
Listen, I've never experienced anything. Was it extracurricular? No, extraterrestrial.
Yeah.
Extracurricular.
Well, that's from space.
Hey, okay.
You're
It's whatever.
paranormal. You mean
paranormal? I never experienced anything paranormal,
Neither
but
have
I
I.
know so many people that have, including my wife. Okay, she also is into crystals. No, I'm joking.
She talks to a rock. She loses credibility.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm open-minded.
I'm open-minded.
I-
I'm open-minded. Make something touch me right now. Listen, some shit grabs my fucking leg from under the bed. I'm a fucking believer. It's just never happened.
That's when Renee's like, wait till someone's gonna get you.
Oh, listen, I'm a fucking instant believer. I'll probably blow my brains out right after that because I
Why?
don't want
Are
to
you
live in a
serious?
world where that can happen.
Get
You want to
outta
live in a world where something from another realm can do harm to you?
It hasn't happened yet, so yeah, I'll live in this world.
Yeah, it ain't never gonna happen, pal. It's never gonna fucking happen.
So if someone touches your foot, that's it. I'm fucking done.
No, I'm
fucking the little fucking
listen,
dead guy
I'm talking
tickled my
about something
toes.
legitimate, not you got a cramp in your fucking foot in the pitch black, and you were, you had your feet hanging off the end of the bed, and you tell everybody a fucking demon grabbed you. I mean, something legitimate, like. You know what I mean? Like in Paranormal Activity, the movies, which that shit actually freaked me out because that shit was actually leaving marks and, like if that could happen, I wouldn't fucking want to be here. I'd be like, fuck that shit. Oh,
I don't know. Then you'll be you off yourself. You'll be the fucking guy terrorizing everyone.
True. I'll be burning in hell, right? If you believe in.
Oh well, I don't know.
If you believe in the God and gospel and all that, if you check out, you go to hell, right?
That's what they say.
Yeah.
I don't know how it works, man. Obviously, no one really does, right?
Nobody knows. There's no way to prove it. That's why religion is faith-based. It's completely faith-based.
It is. I don't know.
But I'm a God-fearing man, and your catalyst to my argument should be, why do you believe in that? Because I've never seen God either.
Yeah,
so,
that's true. That is true.
I don't know.
Did God ever tickle your pickle?
Because I don't. I'll tell you why. Because I don't believe in it in the traditional sense. I don't believe the Bible verbatim. I don't read.
I think it was made for stories and lessons.
I just believe. I believe more or less that our energy transfers to something. You know what I mean? And I hope
that's exactly what ghost fucking people think. Like when you die, what do you think happens to your energy?
But not on this
world.
world.
That's the ghost.
Not in this.
So
planet.
wait a minute, but okay, that doesn't make sense.
Not,
What do you mean? So your energy goes to a different realm?
Right. Not being able to affect people on this planet. But you have no impact on physical impact, especially.
But in heaven, you can give people fist bumps.
Yeah.
Right? Okay.
Yeah. I don't believe in heaven as in this big fluffy cloud you go up and you knock on the pearly gates and all. I don't believe in it in that sense. I just think that there's some positive realm out there. You're not going to burn in purgatory forever after we die.
I picture my heaven.
Listen,
Jesus
bottom line is I'd rather err on the side of caution.
Better safe than sorry.
Yeah.
I guess. Yeah.
Pretty much.
Good way to look at it.
You God-fearing man?
When I was younger, definitely was. As I get older, I'm just, I don't know. You know, I believe I don't know what God really is or not.
I don't either.
I feel like
I definitely don't believe in it in traditional sense.
I feel like God is Mother Nature. God is the climate. God is luck. God is bad luck.
Okay, but
all that stuff.
What do you think happens to your essence? Whatever you want.
I have no idea.
What do you think happens?
What do I think happens?
Right. You think you're just a body that rots on the ground?
Someone told me
it
scared the shit out of me. Actually, it was like, "Hey, do you remember what it was like before you were born?" You're like, "No." Like, well, that's exactly what death is like.
Possible.
And it could be
possible.
And that's kind of scary, no?
Yeah, that's possible. Scary. I mean, that almost makes you fear death more if that's what it is. You don't want to die if that's the case.
Yeah. But I would like to, I don't know, some people think you come back like reincarnation, or what about some people think you would come back and live that life over again if you didn't do it right?
Yeah, well, and listen,
I
don't have all the answers at all.
What about we could be in a simulation right now?
Yeah, well, that's kind of what's his name was talking about. Elon Musk, right? He was saying there's a possibility that we live.
Someone, I don't know who, it might have been. I think
alternate
that
reality.
the probability that we're in a simulation is greater than that we're not in a simulation.
Hey, listen, that.
And how about this? This is another thing that's kind of wild, right? Say you're a simulation, right? The simulation you plug in or whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
So like, say you plugged in today, we plugged in this morning. Mm-hmm. That means all our memories were plugged into us. So like yesterday never even happened. Mm-hmm. It just was uploaded into this simulation that we're in.
We're in the Matrix.
You know what I mean?
Yep, yeah.
Crazy.
Listen, could be. I don't know. You don't know. None of it. The point is, anybody that says that says they know, it's okay to have beliefs. I have beliefs, but anybody that says they know, it's just a guess.
This is what I said. Like, dude, you've been in some rough spots, or I worked out so hard sometimes, like. And how my body feels like this is real, motherfucker. Yeah. I know what this feels like. I'm alive. You know, I don't know. That's why I feel like it's not a simulation.
Yeah.
But again, could that? Because they say eventually we're gonna get to the point where virtual reality, you're not gonna be able to distinguish from real and fake.
I think what you're saying
that's
is
what a simulation.
Why does pain hurt so much? Like a death. Why does it, if it's a simulation?
Right.
Why does it, if someone like lost a child? There's no pain you could ever feel like that.
But think about it in a dream, right? In a dream is essentially a simulation, right?
I never feel in a dream like I do in real life. Ever.
You don't get sad in a dream?
Sure. I get upset,
exactly.
I get stressed, but not on the level I do in real life. Not even close.
No.
Not even close.
I don't dream much, honestly.
Really? Yeah, you're an empty soul.
I am.
You don't have much for feelings.
Dead inside. Oh, shit.
Yeah, man. I mean, listen, it's bound to come up. You know, if we're going to do this podcast, we're going to have to discuss certain, controversial subjects.
I'll like I said, I will talk about anything controversial, and I'm really not. I don't. My feet aren't in the sand.
No,
on anything.
I'm
really.
open-minded.
So I'm pretty open-minded.
Same.
And
but
that's why it's good.
If you're going to come at me and try to convince me of something is absolutely real, you better have something other than like a grainy picture of a silhouette in a window that is behind your grandparents by 50 meters or something. It's got to be something like legit. You know what I mean? Like it can't be something that can easily be explained away.
Like that ghost better have like an ID.
Yeah, you better. Yeah,
Social security card. That was how I'm gonna believe it's true.
Correct. Yeah. Yep. Yeah. Better be like Men in Black, where they walk amongst us.
I mean, you imagine though, right? If this is like another thing how people talk like, how we're trying to get in touch with extraterrestrials or just another life form.
And I'm going to say, I said it before, I believe that could totally exist.
Yeah, okay,
I think we're just a spec. I just don't think we've actually done it yet.
Wrap this around your head. Okay, they say that the universe is growing. Okay, and they say in each galaxy of the universe, there's black holes, and in that black hole, there's another universe, and in that black hole, and they say it's constantly growing. Right?
I believe that.
So they're saying, right, that if that's the case, and there's pretty much an infinite number of planets, right, that this conversation, this scenario, is happening somewhere else on some other planet.
Listen,
in the universe. Not only that, there's also a scenario where we get up, Lou gets up and punches you in the face.
Yeah.
There's that scenario. And there's another scenario where I get up and go to the bathroom.
Yeah.
How you believe that?
I have more faith in that than the concept that monsters and ghosts and the Loch Ness Monster and Bigfoot and Chewbacca and fucking, Chewie and
Chewbacca is a fucking character in Star Wars.
You know what I'm saying? All walk around this earth. The one thing that you could convince me of, if you wanted to convince me that some fucking creatures
the Jersey Devil
no, I don't buy that for a second. Show me a picture of it, a legitimate picture. Nobody can. The one thing that I believe is still possible because so much of it is unexplored, where some real scary shit can exist, is the ocean. I totally believe that there's some shit down there. What percentage
of the ocean was?
I think we've explored. Google that. What have we explored? Like fucking.
But
0.5% of the ocean,
like the Loch Ness, Bigfoot, all that stuff. No, but
I don't buy it.
But that all has, to me, like those have some. At least some
stories you tell at Boy Scouts to scare your kids. Has a purpose.
But back in the day, there was probably animals that could have
way back in the day. Sure,
yeah. So I'm saying maybe that's why like people still talk about that stuff.
The Bigfoot was what 60?
Sasquatch. Yeah,
that's not that far back, bro.
What, there was a Bigfoot?
No, the famous video. There's one famous video. It's like black and white.
Videos left and right.
What?
5% of the ocean has been fucking
explored.
shockingly small percent. Just 5% of the Earth's oceans
Right.
have been explored and charted.
Because that's a foreign world to us, right? It's kind of like space. We're capable of exploring it, or almost. I mean, we have subs.
Well, no, I don't think so. Our subs can only go so deep, right?
Well, okay, I was going to do the comparison to space. We're far more adapted to exploring the ocean on our own planet than we are space. Space is so much more vast, right?
Yeah, well, yeah.
So I believe that there's a possibility we could discover some real shit in the ocean that we haven't seen yet. Where I think
the pyramids and stuff like that, they don't know how we built them. Do you think we built them? People think that maybe aliens came down, built them, and then left.
There's a lot of stuff that was built,
Dude, they say there's
eons ago that engineering wise, we don't know. I mean, even Stonehenge, right?
No, well, Stonehenge they don't even. No, I think they could have done that. They just said the way it was set up.
You're giving me your engineering expertise right now on what they could or couldn't.
Well, they could have used a couple plane. No,
you can move a lot of shit. Again, I keep referencing YouTube, but there's a guy somewhere in America that has these massive stones in his backyard. And part of his whole YouTube channel is how he moves them using like the littlest, like he'll use like a wooden PV and he can move it like 12 feet.
What's a wooden
yeah, I know.
PV?
I'm watching a PV is like PV is something you move like lumber with, like wood. Yeah, never heard of PV? Okay. Well, there's a guy that has a whole YouTube channel and he believes that he's going to build a Stonehenge in his backyard by just doing this technique, So I think that
does he have more subscribers than us? Maybe we should start fucking building Stonehenge outside.
I'm sure he does, buddy. There's guys that weave baskets for a living that probably have more subscribers than we do.
I'm having fun. Fuck them.
Yeah, I'm having fun. I come down here and drink every Tuesday.
Hey, it's all right. I don't know, man.
There's like 7 of them.
Is there? It's like 7. See,
7 what?
See, the guy.
Other guys moving stones. Stonehenge in their backyard.
I don't like.
But the point is, there's some mathematics to it that
you think there's some mathematics to the pyramids,
right?
I disagree because I don't
think
anybody's ever came up with it.
Large masses can be moved.
This is what I wonder. I wonder this because. Now there's people that think that the Earth is a lot older and like there were civilizations around before. But like, you ever hear of everyone says what the first civilization is Babylon, right?
I'm not sure. I don't want
to. What's it called? Shit, Babylon. No.
Talking about in Israel, Jerusalem?
No. It was Babylon, but whatever.
I thought we were fucking cavemen before we were anything else.
That was one of the first civilizations, and what?
Mesopotamia, yes.
Mesopotamia, yes.
Western civilization.
Yes, Mesopotamia, right? Well, there's a group of people that say there's a place called Lobekli Tepe that was much more advanced than all those places well before that. Okay. And a cataclysmic event took them all out.
And there's not one shred of fucking evidence left?
No, there is.
Okay.
There is.
So why can't we prove it?
They say it wasn't like a dust storm.
Listen, shit gets proven wrong, right? Yeah. Christopher Columbus got proven wrong, right? Christopher Columbus, everybody
sailed the ocean blue
in 1492, landed in Roanoke, Virginia, people. But anyway,
no, didn't he land in Puerto Rico?
Well,
he didn't land in Roanoke. That was Jamesburg. That was like the
I don't fucking know. All right, I'm not saying a history lesson, people. I don't know. It sounded good. Pilgrims, I don't know, something like that. We fucking had some chicken wings, but anyway, the Viking, right? Eric, I think it was Eric the Viking's son or something like that. But he landed technically in Newfoundland, I think, which is Canada. He didn't actually. Yeah. But yeah, so I don't know.
But yeah, you don't think
there was no U.S. at the time, so technically he
hit
North America.
This place called Lobekli Tepe. If you could fucking find that, I don't know even how to spell it. But they were saying that it was literally not just like a dust storm came in and filled it in. It was manually filled in. Like they manually covered this place up.
Okay, so if they manually covered it up, it can be manually uncovered.
It is, and they found it. That's what I'm trying to tell you. They found it.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not making this shit up.
Well, they still talk about Atlantis, and nobody's found that, right?
No one has found that.
All right, well, so give me some information on this, because I've never heard of Lobekli Tepe.
Lobekli Tepe. Might find it. You find it? This guy's.
He's got an iPhone 4. Give him a minute.
It's a 6, bitch.
Let me see. I don't even know how you spell that.
I don't know how to spell it. Lobekli.
Those pants cutting off your circulation, your feet, are you good? I was talking to Frankie. All right, people. Sorry for the delay here.
Yeah.
We're doing a little research.
Research here.
Frankie comes up with a lot of fucking cockamamie ideas, and I got to call him out on it. So we go to the Google.
Listen,
we go right to the Google.
And the Google fucking
is letting him down.
confirms
Okay.
my
Suspicions. Show me some pictures. Show me
Lobeckley Tepley.
Show me some pictures of some skeletons that have been uncovered in
I'm gonna find
Lobeckley.
this. I'm gonna find this. Hold up.
And I'm not talking about of a fucking megalodon or something. I'm talking about humans. Show me something, because I've never heard of that place ever.
Hang on. Talk to the people here.
All right, people. So we got some guests coming in the next couple months. We're excited about. We were just talking about that. We're not going to let you know just who they are yet. But no, nothing.
Nothing, huh? Oh, you're talking.
You got nothing either?
I got something.
You got
Told you.
something?
No, nothing.
I got
Yeah.
I got some place in California where you can go eat.
Yeah. We get Lobeckley Tepley. It's a taco place in San Francisco. If you guys are interested, we're shouting them out. They don't sponsor us yet, but they're gonna get a lot of business now.
I'm almost there.
You got nothing, bro. You got nothing. UFC 248. Let's talk about it. Coming up. I don't know. You guys might see this podcast after, but we'll briefly touch on it. The fights are Saturday. We always pre-record a little bit, and this probably will come out after 248. But let's talk about that a little bit. Who you picking on that?
Adesanya, Israel Adesanya versus Yoel Romero.
Okay, let's just throw names out. Who you picking?
Man, I'm no good.
You're a fighter, and you're in this game, and I got as good a shot as picking it as you do.
I'm
going Adesanya.
I'll go Yoel.
He's been so
let's
impressive.
Let's bet money, not money, push-ups.
Okay,
50 push-ups.
No, if I win, is it just the main card, or let's go 2 out of 3? Let's go 2 out of 3. The top 3 fights.
Okay.
Who
I got Darush.
I was gonna pick Darush too, but
I beat you to it.
Okay. I'm picking Zhan, the Chinese. I'm picking her.
Zwelly.
Yeah, I'm picking her against Joanna. I would have picked Joanna, but I've seen her lose before. I think she's beatable. So I'm picking Zhan. So I'm picking Israel, and I don't know how to pronounce her last name. Zhang.
Welly Zhang.
Yeah. And the bet is that you have to. I get to tell you what to wear down here for the next podcast. You get to tell me what to wear.
Oh, dude, what? Wait a minute. How did? Okay.
50-50 shot. And you're picking Romero, really?
Yeah.
Okay, listen. I usually don't.
Suffice it to say, he's going to be down here.
I just want to be different. I just want to pick something different. He already picked Israel. Okay, so I'll pick Romero. Listen, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, dude. Believe me, I don't know shit.
It's a fight game, bro. Honestly, literally, I could pick and I'm not talking shit. It's just it could go any fucking way with these fights. It really can, you know. Some are obvious, but
Israel Adesanya had a staph infection on him.
Oh shit. Well, what's it? Okay, here's a question for you. Why does that get through sometimes? Why? Clearly, I'm not a fucking doctor, nor am I a fight expert. But when what the fuck's his name? Great fighter. He had it on his chest. Kevin Lee. Mm-hmm. Like, as soon as he fucking took his shirt off, I was like, bro, that guy's got a staph infection. And they let him fight. Why? I have no idea. How did that get through? As a spectator, I could tell.
I don't know. I don't know how they let it go.
Crazy.
Honestly, yeah.
So Israel may get pulled.
No, he won't. It looks like it's old. He must have had it last. I had staph quite a few times. But I fought BJ Penn the first time I had a staph.
And staph typically comes from rolling on the mats. You can only keep mats so clean, right? Because you're sweating constantly.
You know what, man?
It's bacteria,
honestly,
right?
It's bacteria.
Gets in an open wound. You get a little slight tear. Gets in there.
It could get in. It could just be an ingrown hair, and just you touch it and turns into staph. It's crazy.
Wow.
It's painful as fuck too.
Yeah. Worst one I ever saw was what's his name before he passed. Kevin Randleman, man, had it under.
That's crazy, bro. He must have just neglected.
Bro, it looked like he got shot by a shotgun,
dude.
Lou, you know what we gotta stop doing? Because Lou's our tech guy. Lou's good. Lou hates our guts because he has to drive all the way here from his. He's got a whole family full of kids. I don't know what he got, 32 kids over there or something. He drives 40 minutes here. It fucking hates our guns that he's got to do this, but we're complete idiots with the tech world. But, Lou, can you throw a pic up of Kevin Randleman, his staph infection? Can you throw that in the mix? Because it was nasty. But anyway, yeah, staph is some nasty shit, but they don't immediately pull you if you have staph?
Oh, I guess not.
It depends on how close to the fight.
Oh, it
is,
depends
I guess,
on how
right?
long you're on medication
Yeah, yeah.
too.
And they say if you take meds, a lot of guys don't like taking it for
They
because
say it zaps your cardio.
zaps your cardio,
I don't
right?
notice that, man. Honestly, I don't.
Really, you didn't notice it?
Yeah, I take probiotics every time I take antibiotics, and I feel pretty good usually. Yeah, it's
Did
bad,
you
right?
see that pic, dude? Looks like you got shot with a shotgun, right?
Yeah.
It does. Yeah, put that up. Throw that up for the people. If you don't vomit looking at that, guys, and you're our kind of fan.
That's what coronavirus does to you.
All right, so that's our picks. I don't want to get too into UFC 248
Wait,
because
what are our picks? Wait. You picked who? You picked three fights. Okay.
You picked Yoel, right?
Yoel.
I picked Zhang. So
I
you
guess I
got
got
Joanna, which listen, that's a
Joanna,
fucking.
JJ.
They're both. I love Joanna. I do. I love her, but I just think I'm just.
And I got
impressed.
Darush, and you got Klaus.
Yeah, I don't even really know the other guy that well, but I would have picked Darush.
So
but
it's
got
got to be
Darush.
2 out of 3, right?
Yep.
2 out of 3. And
2 out of 3, and the bet is that I pick what you wear, you pick what I wear. You're gonna be wearing. He's gonna be wearing one of them Borat fucking yellow speedo fucking things if I win this thing. You are. I'm going to buy your outfit this weekend.
Dude, wait, well, afterwards. Oh man! All right, I'm gonna get you something. I'm just gonna give you something I wear.
I look like your kid down here. But because this will likely air after that fight, why don't we talk about Tyson first, Fury versus Wilder? I mean,
You watched the first fight, or
Yeah.
not the first?
I watched.
You watched the very first one.
Yep.
You watched the second one.
Yep. And I wanted Tyson to win, not because I don't like Wilder. I love both those fighters, man. I love them, but I became such a Tyson fan after what he did after that first fight by donating his purse.
He's just a likable guy,
He's an
man.
epic showman.
And not that
he's such a good talker. I love Wilder too, but I just said I really want this guy to win the second fight. And
what did you think? Who did you think was going to win?
I thought Tyson was going to win.
You did.
Yep.
But I picked Tyson. I bet Ligori actually 100 push-ups. I bet him
Nonstop. I don't know if I could do 100 push-ups nonstop. I used to be able to do what was my record? I think we had a push-up contest one time. I think I did like 150, but I don't think I could even do 100 now.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
Pretty good. But
it was a push-up pull-up contest.
Yeah, but I picked Fury, but I didn't know. I thought Fury was gonna win. I thought he was gonna point him. I didn't think he was gonna do that. Like the way he went at him like that, man.
Well, listen. I mean, both epic fighters. Both damn near knocked each other out. I mean, you know, the first fight, Wilder landed that fucking clean. I think it was an overhand right, straight right,
To a
whatever
left,
it was,
yeah.
left. Sorry, and put Fury down. And I think everybody thought he was out, and he got back up, bro. That's a big dude falling.
He got
down,
back up
6'9".
and won the rest of that round.
Yeah, he did. So it's hard to not get behind that guy, even though I love Deontay Wilder. What is Deontay Wilder's record? Something like 40 fights, 39 knockouts or something like that?
The only guy he didn't knock out in his wins was Tyson Fury.
The guy that knocked him out. How crazy is that? I mean, if that's not
now,
a great
what do you
story.
think? Did he go down? He did go down. He stopped it on his feet. What do you think about his coach stopping it?
Did he contest it with his coach? I forget. Did he say
he was pissed? He was
was
pissed.
pissed?
Yeah.
I think he was getting beat. Whether they should have thrown the towel in. I know as a fighter with a fighter mentality, I know what you're going to say. Let it go.
No. I'm going to say, as a fighter, I wouldn't want no one stopping my shit. I'm ready to go out on my shield every time. But watching that and knowing that I do coach guys too, like it's not like he had moments.
Right.
It was just going downhill.
Right.
Like, dude, you know, it looked like they were worried about his equilibrium being off because his blood was coming out.
Yeah.
But it was just a laceration. It wasn't even as legal, but it did look like it. So I get it. His coach was like, all right, we're off. This guy Mark Breland, he's one of the best amateur fighters ever. I think he probably won a world title too as a professional. He's the guy that threw in the towel,
right?
And that's not even his head trainer.
Has your boxing coach Mark? Has he ever? I know he hasn't on you. Obviously, I watch all your fights. But anybody he trains, has he ever thrown in the towel?
No, I don't know if you could do that in the UFC.
You can't?
I don't know. I don't think I've ever seen it done.
Well, yeah, doctor stoppages happen a lot, but yeah, I guess.
Well, doctor stoppage. I don't know if
fighters quit. I've seen fighters quit. I've seen
that's tap.
quit,
Yeah.
Not tap. I've seen fighters wave it off. There's one.
Well, it's kind of tapping on your feet, tapping. Yeah.
No, there's one guy that just never got out of the corner. I saw the video. I forget who it was.
Yeah.
I don't think he was a big name, but he just was like, "Fuck it, I'm not getting back up." Yeah.
No mas.
Yep.
Fury, what's the glove controversy?
Well, no, people thought. I think it's
No,
so
they put two different fucking where his glove wasn't all the way in the mitt.
Yeah.
and his hand wasn't
What
all the way in the glove.
is your take on that? Aren't you so super? I mean, you're in a different world. You're in MMA, but it's got to be the same.
We have the same exact
sanctioning.
inspections.
Is there any chance? It all goes back to that fight where what's his name?
Dude, they said it was 2 different fights that they were showing.
They cemented his knuckles.
No, they put cast stuff on.
That fight is what, early '80s? When was that fight? And who was it? It was the guy out of
Margarito, bro. It was like 2013.
Oh, that? No, I'm talking about the fight where that up and coming. I think the guy was from Lowell, maybe.
No, Panama Jack, right? Is that the one?
I don't know, but he fucked up his opponent really bad, and the guy, it was just like this.
I know who you're talking about.
And he fucked his whole life up because
I know who you're talking about. Oh my god, dude,
I can't remember. But anyway, they say that
they made a documentary about
it. They made a documentary about it, which I
yeah,
watched.
yeah.
I wish I could speak more.
But no,
factually about this,
Margarito, when he fought Cotto, he did that.
So my question is, in today's world, today's commission, are you even out of the commission's eyes long enough where you could get away with it?
You should be. When you're getting wrapped, a guy
was watching
the
you get
guy.
wrapped.
So usually at boxers they bring their own.
Have to
wrap,
sign it, right?
Yeah, boxers bring their own people. UFC they give us the guys to wrap because a boxer has their own guy on their team that wraps their hands. So I'm sitting here, I'm getting my hands wrapped. The commission should be right here watching. Yep. But you boom, they sign your gloves and they put the gloves on. You lace them up, they tape them, and they sign that again.
Okay, off subject, but we bounce around a lot in this podcast. Let's talk about USADA for a minute. They just show up at your fucking door to piss test you?
Just show up my fucking
and
door.
You have no idea?
No idea.
What if you're not here?
Well, I have to let them know.
Well, you can't let them know every time you leave your house. Do they call you when
I let them know every time I leave my house.
To go to the store?
No. Oh, no. It's like I have like a window. Like, oh, we're at your house. I'm there within an hour or whatever. Okay, we're here. We're waiting for you. But like in the morning, like I have to tell them everywhere I sleep. If I sleep somewhere else, I have to tell them. I have to put it in my phone. I have an app. I mean, whatever. It is what it is. I guess it's supposedly keeping the sport clean and honest. People still fucking cheat.
Now, as a guy,
I feel like other countries don't have the same fucking USADA employees that we do.
Can you cheat with that, or is a guy staring at your tallywhacker while you're pissing?
Okay.
Can you cheat?
No.
Can't.
No.
No way to cheat.
No.
Guys like hawking.
I bet you there is. I bet you there is because I think this.
Listen,
it depends who's looking at
you. Are you on the fucking roids, bro?
Yeah. It depends who's looking at this guy that comes to my house. I mean, whatever. I was fucking dude. I think he likes looking at my shit, bro. I think he counted the bumps on the head of my dick, bro.
There's a lot of them. Oh God, Renee's gonna fucking kill me now.
All right, no, for real. Okay. So he came to my house the one time. All right.
Same guy.
Oh
yeah, then he's got a thing for you. He's like he's fucking.
And listen,
I'll work for free.
Listen,
I'll work for free.
I've had several different people, come for tests, whether here or at the gym, whatnot. And most guys they'll look. They have to get confirmation that see your dick.
God.
It's just kind of crazy. But I'm
not
shy.
Do you get stage fright?
No, I don't give a fuck. At this point, it's usually in the morning. I'm tired. I'm fucking pissed off because they're at my house. They look at your dick and they kind of like, all right. They don't need to stare at your dick. They see you're not fucking not fumbling around and shit.
Right.
This guy, he does not take his eyes off my shit.
Oh God.
Nah, does not. So I'm trying to piss. Dude, you have to do 90 milliliters.
I don't know if I could piss. I don't really get stage fright, but that would be just so awkward.
I don't know. 90 milliliters.
It's a lot, right?
It's a pretty good amount. So picture a cup, maybe a cup like this, and you got to fill it to like that, dude. It's kind of it's not a little.
Right,
it's a good amount, which is kind of blows my mind. Like, dude, they fucking get a little piece of semen. They'd tell you what kind of DNA it is.
Yeah.
You need that much piss to tell me if there's drugs in there or steroids?
Well, maybe they do.
I don't think
fill
they do.
tons of vials and check for different shit. Maybe
Yeah,
who knows?
I guess. I think it's bullshit. But anyway,
they test it down to the picogram, bro. I never even heard that word until Jones.
Yeah.
A picogram, which is like nothing, right?
So now I have to go do whatever I'm doing 90 milliliter. I could do like 45 mil. So it's called like a partial something, whatever. So we have to wait. So I'm drinking water. It's the morning. I'm like, listen, bro. I tell him, like, yo, I gotta go to the bathroom, but I gotta go fucking number 2. You know what I mean? So yeah, I gotta take a shit, dude. I'm like, I'll probably, He's like, well, I gotta go in there with you. I'm like, what? He's like, yeah. He's like, don't worry. I'm like, what?
Usually when I shit, I pee a little. Can you catch your pee?
Yeah, that's what I did. That's what I did. So, but listen, I'm in there shitting. I'm on the fucking thing shitting, and this guy is staring at my shit, staring at my junk. I'm like, dude, for real. I'm not even fucking playing. And I'm like, You know, dude, I'm like wiping my ass. It's so awkward, bro. This fucking guy staring at me.
What are you looking at when he's staring at you?
It's fucking. You know what I do? I get so pissed off. I start looking at him back. So yeah. But you know, it's this guy's job. You think he wants to be in there? I don't know. I almost do think he wants.
I
to
would
be
not
in there.
want to have that job. Can you imagine? So you the second time around you gathered your other 45 mils while you were shitting?
Yep.
Wow.
Do we have him in here as a guest?
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
You compared stories with other fighters? Other guys go through that same shit?
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
crazy,
I have a friend.
How much before a fight do you, because you have the pre-fight, right? So how close to a fight do you have to pee and get tested? And that sample,
it could be any time. Like sometimes they'll come the week before your fight, 2 weeks before your fight, or a fight week they can test you.
Oh, wow.
Usually weigh-ins they'll test you. Fight night they test you.
wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
I've been tested probably almost. I think probably over 50 times.
Damn, bro.
Yeah.
Well, you've been in the UFC a long time. What was your 2000
My first fight,
11?
2007.
Oh shit, 7.
Yeah.
That's right. Yeah.
2007, my first fight, and but the USADA didn't come around until 2016, maybe.
You never took a drug test until when?
No, you take drug tests through a commission.
Okay.
All right, but they say if you know when your drug test is, you could beat it.
Yeah.
That's what
Right,
they say.
right,
so,
right.
so like now with USADA, you don't know when they're gonna come. So that's why they keep people honest.
Gotcha. Guy got a twofer. You got a twofer deal. You got shit and pee.
Yeah. I'm like, you need a stool sample?
I don't know, bro. I mean, I guess you got to do what you got to do. That's your job. But Jesus, man.
Oh.
Did you expect him to say that when you said, "Listen, bro, I got to take a shit"? Did you think he was legitimately going to say, "I'm coming with you"?
Yeah, I mean, I wasn't surprised. I wasn't surprised, man.
Is
I'm like,
Renee
bro,
watching this happen? Is she like, "What the
yeah,
fuck
dude,
is
my
going
kids
on?"
are right there. So it's crazy, bro. It's crazy.
Wow.
He's gonna follow you wherever you go.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No. Once he walks in my house and he sees me, now he's gonna follow me everywhere.
Right.
Like sometimes I'm like, bro, like I get up to go get something. He starts walking. I'm like, yo, relax, bro. I'm not fucking disappearing on you.
So this guy is probably a guy that lives somewhat locally.
He is.
Is this his only job? Because I mean, he got to have a side job.
I don't know.
How many fighters and how many athletes can there be around here?
Quite a bit, man.
Really?
Yeah.
They
Dude,
get
do
tested that
track
often?
and field, gymnasts. You're not thinking there's athletes in all walks of.
But I
the
thought
USADA
because the
field
tests
that-
are so expensive, you have to be like an elite prodigy, like Olympics or UFC or I mean, it's
I don't know.
It's pricey, right?
I guess, yeah. Yeah.
If they had like a football league that you were allowed to dope as much as you want, or even a baseball league, or even a UFC
honestly,
league.
I hear football. Like I said, I think a lot of them know when
But
they
let's
get drug
say- let's-
tested.
let's-
If you know, this is what I hear.
Okay.
Again, if you know when you get drug tested, you could pass anything.
But if you were just a fan,
Dude,
and if you were just a
Listen.
fan and not a fighter, and you could watch a league, doesn't have to be UFC, but a league. There was nothing but you could well, obviously the rule set would apply when you're in there. You can't eye gouge, you can't bite, you can't do shit like that. The rule set but you can do steroids. And then you had a clean, what would you rather watch? I think I'd rather watch the crackheads. I mean, look at Mark McGuire, what that guy did. I'd rather watch.
You did watch it. Did
did.
you like the UFC back in 2007 to 2016?
I did.
Did you like it now?
I do.
Okay, so the same shit.
I do.
There was people doing. They say at least half were doing steroids back then. And now they're not. Go watch ONE FC. They're probably all fucking doing steroids. I don't want to say all, but a lot.
All right, I didn't think of it in those terms. But
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah.
And no, I'd rather watch purists.
You know what-
The reason I would never take steroids is because,
You don't have to name
and
names.
it's not because I'm worried about getting caught. This and that. It's just I want to be the best because I'm
Naturally the best.
Not because I got.
You don't have to
something
name.
help.
You don't have to name names. I would never ask you to do that. But do you think in your career? I can think of 2 guys in your career that I'd be like, "Fuck, those guys probably were juicing when Frankie fought them." Do you think you fought guys that were juicing?
Yeah, I mean, if you do just by stats, definitely.
Right.
You know, if they say that many people are doing it, yeah, I definitely do.
Right. Do you suspect again? No names, but do you suspect certain guys?
Certain guys for sure.
Was their performance different? Do you think?
No, just
Just their
because
build and their look and their.
Yeah.
All right.
It's just their build, probably.
I gotcha.
Well,
All right, so Tyson Fury, man.
so now, Do you think are they doing this third one? He said they had the rematch. He had
I don't
the
see
rematch
how they
clause.
cannot, right?
He had the rematch clause. I don't know. Well, no, the only
Think
way
Wilder's going to go out like that and never get a fucking third fight?
No. He has the rematch clause in his contract,
Right,
so he's
right.
honoring that. Now, I don't know the way the boxing works, but I think Tyson Fury say he doesn't want to do it. He would have to give the belt up. You know what I mean? So I don't think he has to fight him. If he wants to keep the belt, I think he does.
They call it vacating, right? Like Conor did that, obviously. If you don't defend, you vacate, right?
Yeah.
Gotcha.
And I just seen Floyd Mayweather put a thing saying he offered to help train Wilder for the fight.
Oh, I figured at some point they would have connected anyway.
They say that third fight's been confirmed.
It's been confirmed, the fight?
July 18th in Las Vegas.
100% July 18th. Wow.
Wait a minute, that quick a turnaround? This July?
Yeah.
This July? That's
Yeah.
a fucking quick turnaround, man.
And that, that's right.
ESPN too.
ESPN too, huh? I guess it's legit.
Deontay Wilder exercises right to trilogy fight.
Yeah, but I know, but I don't.
July 18th.
He exercises right, but I don't know if
If
Fury
Fury
accepted.
has to agree, yeah.
I would think that's gonna happen. No,
I don't see that's got to be I think Tyson made what, like $7 million, $9 million the first fight. Didn't he make like $35 million this fight? Next
Yeah.
fight it should just be more. How do you
Tyson donated all of his money.
that's why I love him, bro.
one.
That's why I love that guy. I love that guy. And he's just a showman.
He's fucking funny.
He's a
bro.
showman. The
You
way
see him
he
singing
talks.
afterwards.
And he's such a nice guy. I
Sweet
see
Caroline.
videos with him outside of that, like, outside of the boxing, and he's just the nicest guy. But then you see the press conferences. He's such a showman, such a shit talker.
He is, but he's like funny about it. Like,
Yeah.
I'm down with that. I'm down with that.
I agree.
Be entertaining. It's when they start getting all degrading and stuff
you're
like that.
fairly vocal. You're fairly not vocal. You're fairly. You have a good vocabulary. Do you ever regret? And I know you explained it once, and I think it was very well put, that it wouldn't make sense. You didn't start off your career doing that. It wouldn't make sense to end your career. But you ever wish you talked a little more shit?
No.
No?
I never would have been authentic,
Yeah.
I was always like that guy,
But it's
I
funny
always
because
looked up to
I feel like if you know Frankie from way back, he street fought quite a bit around here. He did, was prior to UFC. He got a lot of. I feel like you were a shit talker at the Seaside Boardwalk.
Probably.
what I
That's a
mean?
little different. But that it's even my first fight. I remember my first fight in the Bronx. And I had a crazy fight in the Bronx, and I was fighting a guy from New York. I was in there with like 15 people, and the whole gym was all them. And I remember I fucking stopped the dude, and I got up. I'm like, "What, motherfuckers? What?" Talking shit. People trying to fight me in the crowd, But I realized it's just not. My old man once told me, and it stuck with me my whole life. He's like, you don't have to worry about the loud guy.
Yeah,
You gotta worry
I kind of agree with that.
You got to worry about that quiet guy. That's the guy you got to worry
I
about.
kind of agree with that, but then there are the exceptions to the rule. The
No,
guys that,
there is,
There's the Conor McGregors that can back it up. There's the Chael Sonens, and I'm not saying they're the best. There's guys that can beat them clearly, but they're pretty damn good, and they talk a lot of fucking
Dude,
shit.
I think that's what's great, and there's a lot of different personalities, there's a lot of different styles, a lot of different characters, and there's someone that fits everybody.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
You could be into this guy, into that guy, or into everybody. It doesn't really matter, I mean,
True.
why does it have to be one type of person?
Totally.
The variety
Well, I
is
think
what
it's-
kind of makes it good.
It's because,
But it's kind of crazy. But it's how crazy is it? Like, if you go to other sports and there's guys that are outlandish and fucking real cocky, they get talked bad about. In basketball, baseball, that guy's cocky, that guy's this. That. But in our sport, it's okay. It's like you have to be cocky. Me, like I would have, like Derek Jeter, bro. He's the most famous baseball player of our time, probably, right? Super fucking respected, super just a nice guy, very classy, so classy, and he got all the endorsements and all this, and obviously he backed it up with his play. But I mean, like in fighting, it's not like that. Classy's like, you're boring.
Yeah.
It's just kind of crazy.
Yeah, it's but there are weird dynamics in every sport, right? I mean, like hockey, right? Fighting's still allowed. Like you can't do that in basketball. It's just just diversities in sports,
You ever see basketball players fight?
Few, but I mean, it's not.
That's
not,
why you don't want. That's why I don't want to let it happen.
Yeah, that's true.
Oh man. Well,
I think it was a good one, man.
Yeah.
We stood alone on this one, guys. This was Champ of
was
the
fun.
Tramp.
It
We
was
threw
fun,
it back to the OG original days where Frankie and I just did this one on our own.
And it was cool. We kind of just went off the hip. So,
Yeah.
hope you guys enjoyed it. Tell your friends.
Champ of the Tramp,
Tell
yeah.
your mother, your father.
Tell your mama from me. Subscribe, guys. That helps us out a lot. If you're watching us on YouTube, hit the subscribe button. It definitely helps us out. We appreciate that. I think that we've got a pretty good we got some pretty good traction going here. But if you just hit that subscribe button, then it helps us out incredibly. So we appreciate you guys. Thanks so much for listening. We're gonna keep this thing going.
Until next time. Peace.
Boom.
That was good, right?
That was good,
great,
man.
bro. We just went. We can go,
Yeah.
man. We're good.
I was
dude.
like,
I ain't worried about nothing.
when politics came up, I was like, oh,
Nah,
God,
we're
here we
good.
go.